against Colorado, even without Fleury in the net. But I think the long-range stuff is more interesting and concerning to the locals than the short-range stuff.
I'm trying to remain positive here, and you look back at what happened last year. They clinched the division with some time to go, and Gallant kind of brought up a few names, rested a few guys here and there. They've kind of been entrenched as the 3 seed in the Pacific for a long time. It's not going to change, and I would venture to guess that that's the theme here. He wants to get everybody healthy and ready for the playoffs. We saw what we did in the playoffs last year. I'm going to go ahead and assume everything's okay, and I'm not putting too much stock into the day-to-day stuff right now. If Fleury doesn't play another game before the end of the season, then I might start to worry.
What's happening as far as the betting on tonight's game with the Avalanche is concerned?
We've taken a little bit of Avalanche money, plus $1.15. More tickets on the Knights, more money on the Avalanche. Not much interest in the total, although from a personal opinion, I would expect this game to be played in a 2-1 fashion. Colorado needs every point they can get. Vegas is missing a few guys. Colorado's missing 2 of their 3 best offensive players in Rantanen and Landeskog. Colorado's in trouble if they don't get those guys healthy. If I'm Calgary, I'm rooting to play Colorado in the playoffs because if these 2 guys aren't healthy, this isn't really a playoff team, in my opinion.
Of secondary interest here, and I did include this into my analysis, look, the Golden Knights, I mean, they're only 5 back of a badly slumping San Jose team right now. I still think they've got a shot to catch them. And Colorado has their must game on Friday because they're hosting Arizona. So in effect, that could be a big swing game as far as that last wild card spot is concerned. It looks like Dallas is going to make it in the 7th spot. So I think the Knights are live tonight. To me, minus 125 was relatively cheap.
Yeah, we actually have the cheapest price. We're sitting at minus $1.20 right
Even
now.
Better. Yep.
And we're if you want to bet the Knights, Caesars is the place to do it.
And if you've got the app, you can just punch it up right now and make the bet. It'll take you about 20 seconds altogether.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Just come down, put some money in, takes 5 minutes to sign up for an account, and then sit on your couch and fire away.
All right, let's switch to golf.
Well, wait a minute. I want to get one comment on the Bruins.
Okay.
I don't know did you see the game last night against Tampa?
I did not see the game last night against Tampa, Dave.
Okay, it was Monday, actually. 4-2 lead. They let it get away, 5-4 loss. But I'm telling you, after watching that game, it really looks like Bruins Lightning might be the series that decides the Cup, even though they're both in the same conference. I don't see anybody in the West who could beat either one of those 2 teams in 7 games.
Those are the 2 best teams in the whole league, in my opinion, Tampa Bay and Boston. Tampa Bay's special teams is out of this world. Penalty kill and power play. It's going to take a heroic goaltending effort to beat them in a series. Carey Price and Bobrovsky come to mind as 2 guys that might be able to do it. If they don't, if there's a team in the West that can beat them, I think it's Vegas. They played 4 times in the last 2 years, and Vegas has come up with 3 wins. And the one game they lost 3-2 when Pacioretty got hurt in the first period, and they played down a skater the whole time. Their speed matches up well with Tampa, and they've kind of frustrated them every time they've played. I think if somebody's going to beat Tampa, it's Vegas.
All right, Jeff. Now let's go to golf, and it's match play week for the PGA. What are you seeing in action this week with the golf?
This is an interesting tournament to bet because you get an extra day and you get a slew of matchups. The matchups change on a daily basis. So we've taken a good amount of action on all the matchups today, and we're going to put them up every day. And we're also looking at, after the round is over, readjusting the futures and putting them up every night. So those will be available. From what's available on course data, it looks like this place really favors the long hitters.
Yeah.
They've played this tournament here 3 times. Bubba, DJ, and Jason Day are your 3 winners. Rahm lost to DJ. He's a long bomber. Being able to putt on the Bermuda greens helps a bit. Myself, I've kind of tried to take today, watch, and see what happens. With these futures, and you never know who you're going to play and where the bracket's going to land out, you're almost better off finding a guy, betting him to win the group, and playing the money line rollover through the bracket. You'll do better than you will in the future price.
I think that makes sense. I didn't play anybody to win the tournament. I figured I'd take a look at today's results later on. I'm not aware of what took place. Anybody big get knocked out today?
You know, I haven't had a real chance to. Well, nobody can get knocked out today because of this new format.
Oh, that's right. They changed it. Yeah.
Yeah. TV wants the guys around for at least 3 days, so it's a round robin format. They lost to Furyk today in what would be considered a minor upset. Bubba lost to Kevin Na for a couple. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys come back, because if you lose today, you have to win the next two to have a chance.
Are you ready for some baseball?
Oh, well, absolutely.
Give me a few teams that you like, maybe to win their divisions or to make some noise that are maybe under the radar right now.
Well, in the American League, I think the pennant winner is going to be whoever wins between the Red Sox and Yankees. The Red Sox have bullpen issues, but that team is absolutely stacked in every other facet. You look at the Yankees have some rotation questions, but the bullpen is one of the best we've ever seen. The lineup is incredible. The Astros have some question marks. McCullers is out for the year. McHugh's now back in the rotation, so he seems like he was a better one-inning guy. It hurts the bullpen a bit. He may not be as successful in the rotation. Correa's missed 50 games the last 2 years. He might not play on opening day. I don't think, as high as I am on the Twins, I don't think they're in this class yet. The better of these two teams ends up winning the American League.
Well, we do agree on the Twins. That they're a team that I'm high on. A part of it, I will admit, is complete. I'm not going to BS anybody. I'm rooting for them because I don't know Rocco Baldelli, but I know his dad, from Cumberland, Rhode Island, and I knew Rocky years and years ago. Just a great guy. And I'm rooting for that team. But I think he's also an upgrade for them in the dugout over Molitor, who was a kind of a by-the-book guy. And those guys are they're old school. Those old school managers, I don't like them. And the team can really hit. I mean, if they get decent pitching, I really think the Twins can chase down the Indians and make a real race of that division.
I totally agree. And there's only really two teams in the division that can win, and that's Cleveland and Minnesota. And Cleveland just has so many things on that roster that can go wrong. You look at their starting outfield is Bowers, Leonis Martin, and Tyler Naquin. It doesn't exactly sound like a World Series winning outfield.
Really?
If you ask me.
Yeah, boy, I couldn't agree more. No, I think they're going to have to go out and buy somebody. And now Lindor's starting the season unhealthy. They got really lucky with Ramirez the other day. And if anybody in that rotation goes down, I mean, I'm not predicting that, but if anybody in that rotation goes down, they're in trouble.
Totally. Their rotation is outstanding, but that's what they have. Edwin Encarnacion is gone. I just look up and down this lineup, and outside of Jose Ramirez, I don't see a lot of production. They're going to have to win 4-3. I'm not really sold on this Indians team at all.
Can I throw a team at you I'm starting to get higher on? And my initial feelings on the Padres were that, well, that they've got a terrific system, and Machado is now their anchor for the future, but they're probably not going to be very good this year. The more I look at them, I think this team's got a chance to make some noise and maybe get to 500 this year. And if you get to 500 and then get lucky in one-run games, you never know. I mean, you can turn it to last year's Oakland A's or Seattle Mariners, who both, I don't think either one was as good as their records, but they never lost one-run games, basically. The Padres are starting to get real interesting to me.
Me too. I like you. I think they're a year away. You look at the roster, and it's kind of a mix of, outside of Machado, like some nondescript veterans that are decent and some kids that are decent. I mean, Will Myers is kind of a road cone in the field, but he can hit. Hosmer's a nice guy to have. Kinsler is a glue guy that can play, 130, 140 games. Really high on Joey Lucchesi at the top of the rotation. They got some nice pieces. They got a great ballpark, and if they can start winning some games again, the fans are going to start coming out. I think they're a year away, but they're really trending in the right direction.
Let's talk about what's happening at all the Caesars properties. I mean, last weekend was fantastic at Hall & Oates, providing entertainment at Caesars Palace once the basketball games were done. I mean, it doesn't get much better than the different Caesars properties around town for the tournament action.
You're right, Dave. And as I mentioned before, the Link is doing their deal where you come down, you get 2, 4, 6, 8 of you. It's a one price. You get couches, you get your own TVs. You can set it up however you want. You get an all-you-can-eat buffet. You get all you can drink. The atmosphere is great. It was jammed to the gills last week. I would expect it to be the same. We're also running a promotion. If anybody's listening online in New Jersey right now on our mobile app in New Jersey, first-time customers, free bet up to $300 matching your original deposit.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad. Jeff, it's always a pleasure, man. Good luck this weekend, and I look forward to talking to you again next weekend.
I appreciate it, guys. Talk next week.
Or next week, actually, not next weekend. Yeah. Now, when we come back, Marco D'Angelo is going to share with us his information about what's going on this weekend for him, and I'm going to see if we can get maybe an early tip that we can use for ourselves out here as far as some action on the East Coast. You have to stick around to find out what I'm talking about next.
The Las Vegas Sportsline.
Hello, friends. This is Thomas Johnson from Joe's Seafood Prime Steak and Stone Crab. Need a great idea for lunch or dinner? Your best bet is Joe's, one of the most popular dining destinations on the Strip. Joe's provides the ideal setting for private parties with accommodations for up to 150 guests. Stop by to see us at the Forum Shops at Caesars and ask for Thomas Johnson, your maitre d'.
Yes. Now, you won't be able to find Thomas Johnson at the South Beach original Joe's, but I'm sure you'll find somebody accommodating down there. Marco, you and Ralph Michaels are heading to Gulfstream for the weekend. Watch some races, including a big one that's taking place this weekend, and enjoying some beach activity. You've already been alerted, everybody, and I do think this is something that needs to be, just in case we've got online listeners or those considering going to Gulfstream for the weekend. Ralph in a Speedo, I don't know. That sounds a little scary.
I know I'll be walking in front of them when we're at the beach.
Yeah, good move. So you've got a Joe's down there, the original on South Beach, and you guys are planning to
try. We're going to try to get down there. We're there for 3 days, and we got a lot of things to get in there. We're going to go see our buddy Mark Lawrence as well, and actually Mark Lawrence is getting us into the Flamingo Room at Gulfstream for.
I have never been to Gulfstream.
I haven't either. It's one of my bucket list ones. I got one more track on my bucket list after Gulfstream, and that's Saratoga.
Oh, you've never been to Saratoga?
I have not been to Saratoga yet.
Well, I'm an East Coast guy, so I've been there. It's beautiful.
It is. I mean, it's old school tradition. It's not the frills of any of the newer tracks, but it's tradition.
A little on the snooty side, really is. It's not like Del Mar, which Del Mar's awesome. It's just the coolest place in the world. We'll get down there again this summer, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
All right.
Maybe a few times, now that we know a couple places to eat down there, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially a particular steakhouse in La Jolla. Time for our Wednesday. Oh, no. We got to get the angle of the day first.
The angle of the day. And Ralph is laying some wood tonight. And, boy, it's some big chalk here. But
now, we're not talking longwood.
We're not talking Longwood.
Okay.
No, you're never talking Longwood with Ralph. Utah is 7-1 against the spread the last 8 as a favorite, and the Lakers 1-9 against the spread the last 10 on the road. So that says you got to take Utah, but
Lakers won a game last night, huh?
They've won 2 in a row, believe it or not.
Unbelievable. This team is on fire.
Sacramento and Washington, I'm not going to exactly get excited about that. But this angle says to take Utah, Dave, but you're going to have to lay 15 points if you want to do that tonight.
Let's look at more action, and we'll do that with our Wednesday MJ Christensen Diamonds 4 at 4.
1, 2, 3 into the 4.
Put them fours up. Put the fours up, I said. Do it right now.
Tonight's action is just around the bend, and the guys want to get your night off to a great start.
4.
It's the Las Vegas Sportsline's 4 at 4.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4.
And there's going to be so many great reasons to get to MJ Christensen, not just right now, but wait until April 1st, and this is no April Fool's joke. Throughout the month of April, they'll be celebrating their 80th anniversary. That's got to be, they have to be one of the oldest businesses in this entire city. 80 years in Las Vegas, that's 1939. This was a blip in 1939. That's before there were any hotels or any of that stuff. I mean, they've been here a long time. You don't stick around